Welcome, my political friends of the interwebs. Well, listen, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Rifle, Gun, and Knife Wax by Flitz. What you didn't get to see because I screwed the video up was me applying the wax to this gun. Or almost applying all of it. But here's the thing. I'm putting this gun wax on this 686, which I do, well, maybe once a month. Not as often as I should, I don't think. But about once a month, I put it on. By the way, I put it on pretty thick, and then I let it dry, and then I buff it off. It's pretty easy to use. This Flitz stuff is really nice. First person I ever seen use it was Paul, also known as Humans for Targets, and he gave it a really good review. So I went out and I bought some. Bought it. I did not get this sent to me for free. Which, don't get me wrong, if people are getting stuff like this sent to them for free, love it. It just isn't happening for me. So anyway, Paul used it. He loved it. So I went out and I got some. And I got to admit, I like it. I really do. I like it. I probably should do this once a week. But as it is, I do it about once a month. Anyway, the reason I decided to do this today and make a video is because, well, one, I can do this pretty much in my sleep. And today is a rough day. If you've seen my video on my Mad Bad Voodoo channel, you'll know what I'm talking about. It has something to do with this. Anyway, listen, I want to talk to y'all. This is important. I got a couple important things to talk about. So please, please, please hang with me on this video. I'm not going to try to bore you with a lot of stuff, but I do need to talk about a couple things I think are very important. One, Pete from theARMORYchannel. Listen to me. If you know anything about me, you know that I'm a huge, huge supporter of the community, all the communities. I'm a huge supporter of YouTubers in general. And I've done a gazillion shout-outs over the last so many years, a gazillion of them. And there's only one person that I can think of that's probably done at least as many, probably more than me, and that's Pete. Pete from theARMORYchannel is one of those guys that has your back, period. You know, he's a guy that, I mean, literally, you can count on him. He's a stand-up guy. I've said that forever. Well, here's the thing. Pete just started a new channel called Tool Something. I've subbed to it, but truthfully, it hasn't been around long enough for me to commit the name of the channel to memory. But there will be a link in the info section of this video. I want you all to do me a favor, huge favor, and go and subscribe to him. Because let me tell you something. Take care of those that take care of us. And what I mean by that is, if you look, I mean, most people never really think much about it. But look at we'll just use the firearms and gear community. Look at that community. And I want you to look at all the players in that community, myself included. And then ask yourself, how much do they give back? How many of these YouTubers give back? How many of these people that are fairly large channels do shout-outs or do anything to support the other people in the community? And I think if you really look at it and analyze it, you'll find out very few. And I don't consider doing a giveaway as supporting the community, because it's not. Supporting yourself, and you can support other people in the process, but for what I'm talking about is flat out giving a freaking shout out to a channel, whether it's a small unknown channel, which they're my favorites to give shout outs to, or maybe a bigger guy that's helped other people like Pete. You know, let me tell you something. And I've said this for years, you could find it on a million of my videos. We have to support one another. If we don't support one another, we're screwed. Because Google ain't going to do it. I'm telling you that right now. Telling you that right now. There are the haves and the have-nots as far as YouTube goes. It's just the truth. I'm just keeping it real. Nobody likes to hear that, but it's true. So the only thing that the have-nots can do is support one another. And I know there are going to be some people going, oh, listen to you, Mr. Have. Well, I'm not a have. Are you kidding me? I mean, are you kidding me? I'm talking about people with, you know, over 50,000 or 100,000 subscribers. You know, some of the people that have been shined on by Google search engines. That's what I'm talking about. So the rest of us, we need to support one another. We need to do shout outs for one another. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know you can't do a shout out every day. You know, I get tons of people every day asking me to do a shout out for them, and I just can't do it. You know, but if you look at my channel and the overall body of my work, and I mean channels, I should say, you'll see that I've done a ton of giving back and giving shout outs and trying to support the little guy, especially the little guy. So here's the thing. So when I see a guy like Pete, you know, he's opening a new channel, I try to get the word out for him. You know why? Because he'd do the same thing for me. You know, that's simple. He'd do the same thing for me, you know? And so, that's the thing. So here's the thing. If you want a shout out from me, I'd like to see some shout outs to other people from you. So if you send me a message saying, hey, can you give me a shout out? I want to be able to go to your channel and see where you've done that. I don't care if you've only got 4 subscribers. Nothing wrong with doing a shout out video. I started doing shout out videos when I had, I don't know, a few. Maybe, I think I did my first shout out video. Maybe I only had 10 subs. So anyway, that's that. There's going to be a link in the info section. I want you guys to support Pete. If for no other reason that he has supported a lot of us over the years. Make a shout out video for him. Subscribe to him. At the very least, subscribe to him. You know, tell him I said hi. Tell him I said hi. Pete's a quality guy. I'm telling you right now. Okay, the other bit of business is kind of important. In the info section, in the comment section, I'm going to need you guys to chime in on this because I'm not really sure how to approach this. Well, I'm just going to put it, listen. Some of you know that I have done in the past a series of videos called Amtrak stories. Okay? Well, here's the thing. I have a ton of stories to talk about my time on the rails as a railroad conductor for Amtrak. And it started out on I want to say I started that series out on my Voodoo Politics 1 channel. And here's the thing. It's one of those things that just really got to be in the mood to do. A lot of people ask me what Amtrak had to do with politics. Well, let me tell you something. Amtrak is a quasi-governmental agency. Most of their funding, the overwhelming majority of their funding comes from the taxpayer. So, you know, somebody needs to tell you where your money's going and what's being done with it. So here's the conundrum. I want to start doing this mainly because a lot of people have asked. Knife Boy being one of them. Big shout out to Knife Boy. You know, it's one of those things over the last year or two, people have said, oh man, please, please, please do another Amtrak video. By the way, while I'm talking about Amtrak, I guess I should say, all aboard! Anyway, I don't know. People seem to like that for some strange reason. Here's the thing. Okay, here's the conundrum. Some of my stories are a little racy. Okay, are a little risque. Let's put it that way, risque. There were things that happened either on the train or with my personal life while in various cities of layover that I think are fascinating stories. I was a fairly young man. I didn't have any kids. Didn't have, you know, I didn't have a wife. So there were a lot of things that went down, and I don't know if I want to go too deep into it. I just want to know this. If I tell a story, Amtrak story, and give it maybe an 18+ rating, would you all be okay with that? Me telling some racy stories. And what I mean by that is I could tell you about this chick in Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. God, you know, things that happen on the train with women. I told the bachelorette party story, and that fairly went well. And I did say things like body shots and stuff like that. But I'm talking about something a little seedier. Here's my question. If I do an Amtrak story that is of an adult content nature, would you guys be okay with that? Or would I get a bunch of people unsubscribing me because of that? And I need to know that because I don't want to tell a story that's just going to make a bunch of unsubscribe to me. Because here's my thought. If I was to say, look, this story is going to be racy, it's going to be dealing with strippers, it's going to be dealing with whatever, okay? Here's your warning, here's your heads up. I would expect anybody that didn't want to hear about that just to say, okay, well, this video's not for me. I wouldn't expect them to just have a knee-jerk reaction and unsubscribe me or yell at me or any of the stuff that I foresee some people doing. You know, I mean, listen, it's just real life in general. I mean, you know, I've always told real life stories, whether it was my real life stories on my Mad Bad Voodoo channel, or just, you know, I mean, I kind of I almost document real life, really, is what I do. So some of the things that I was involved with, nothing criminal. No, I mean, no, well, some of it was criminal, but I wasn't involved in it. You know, I don't know. I just don't know. I know that I have a lot of, shall we say, pious people on on my channel, and which is great, and I love that. You know, I'm a big supporter of Jesus Christ as our personal Savior and all that good stuff. So I don't know. Give me some feedback in the comment section. Is it cool? Is it not cool? If it's not cool, I won't do it. You know, it's just, you know, if it's not cool, I won't do it. Though I would love to tell you guys about the stripper in Pennsylvania. Anyway, oh yeah, speaking of real life. Listen, a lot of people ask me about the television show, and here's the deal. I am under contract until the end of this month. Okay, I got to call my agent and find out what day exactly I'm under contract to. When that contract expires, if it expires, you know, I don't know what's going to happen. If it does expire, though, I can talk about anything at that point. Now, some things I won't talk about. But for the most part, it releases me from my gag order, from the contractual gag order, if you will. Because, you know, when you sign those contracts, there's a lot of verbiage in there that says you cannot talk about X, Y, and Z or show X, Y, and Z. So, and I've crossed that line more than a few times, no doubt about it, but I never got smacked down for it, thank God. But having said all that, come February, I'm going to be talking about all kinds of stuff when it comes to television, YouTube, signing contracts, doing pilot TV episodes, shooting sizzlers. I'm going to tell you exactly how the whole thing works, what to expect if you get contacted by a production company, how to get an agent. You know, I mean, I'll cover a lot of stuff because I had to learn a lot of that stuff on my own, and I made some mistakes. I did. I made some mistakes, and if I can help other people avoid those mistakes, then I definitely want to do that. And here's the thing. A lot of YouTubers are being contacted by production companies. A lot of them. And I got to be honest with you, if you're a production company, it makes all the sense in the world. Because, think about this. You've got an unlimited amount of what amounts to audition tapes. And you can engage the people's reaction to those people. I mean, it really is an amazing resource. And by the way, when I take this off, I just kind of rub it off. I know that, you know, some people kind of give it a little twirly motion and all that stuff. I just rub it off. Now, I could have let it stay on there longer than that. And sometimes I do. If you want, you can leave it on overnight, as far as I'm concerned. But anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, I think is fine. In my opinion, you know, I don't even remember what the direction says, but it seems to work okay like that for me. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of that. It's weird because people ask me, oh, what's going on with the TV show? What's going on with the TV show? And I can't say. Because contractually, I was never allowed to really talk about it. In fact, the fact that some of you know what you know probably could have got me jammed up. In fact, I know could have got me jammed up. I mean, you know, but I'm a hard guy to corral. No doubt about that. Anyway, let me show you this real quick. That wax will put a protectant seal on there. And the nice thing about the wax is it will actually help keep the gun clean because it puts that barrier on there. And so like gunpowders and whatnot doesn't really stick to it. It's really nice. Definitely, in my opinion, definitely worth having. And, you know, of course, that's my one man's humble opinion, but everybody that I've ever seen that's used the Flitz gun wax has really liked it. So, anyway, that's that. Where are we at time-wise? Holy smokes, we're almost to 14 minutes. I know how much you all love that. Listen, everybody. Be good to one another. Support one another. It's very, very important. It is very, very important. Support what we do because ultimately, it's us. It's basically, I mean, I want you to think about us against the world because that's really what it is. Anyway, everybody take care. See ya!